Dire
flourished under
team
that,
pick.
but they may this time around feel its unforgiving bite.
Yeah, I think pretty important game for Mouse in general. Most people consider them definitely the underdogs going into this matchup in general, but this is their opportunity to show that Boston wasn't, basically, because since Boston, Mouse's results have been pretty much abysmal relative to how well they placed at Boston. Unfortunately for them, they kind of have one of the favorites of the tournament as their first matchup.
Yeah.
And IG, I think, maybe been shaking up but they still will be difficult to deal with, I think, here. We're gonna see.
What do you think about like playstyle wise? What do you think that Mouse has brought so far to the group stage that hasn't really? What do you think specifically that hasn't gone right for them? Like, what is it about Mouse that just doesn't seem to be clicking anymore?
I don't know. I'm not sure their drafting has been as sharp as other teams. Obviously, I think the game that is worth coming back to is the game against B, the third game, which actually decided Mouse's seeding to being a 1-3 team instead of a 2-2 team. The matchup that they had against Newbie, they had a 20k lead at 25 minutes or something like that, a huge advantage, and they managed to throw that away. It's a bit worrying if you're a team that wants to place high and you don't close out games that are easy for you, because then if you don't have the best start, can you pull through against a team like IG in the mid game? It's going to be interesting to see. I feel like draft-wise, this very different from Mouse compared to IG, but more stable.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very standard opening for IG, right? Like Juggernaut Magnus. What more could you want? You have an SF mid, pretty standard supports for the most part. But Mousesports, I had a chance to talk to Spartan. He said, hey, we're going to bring something a little different to the main stage because obviously what we're doing isn't really working out for us. So this could be what they need, right? A change up in the draft, something that is unexpected, something that IG are not maybe going to be used to, especially considering the fact that it's kind of looking like this draft is a very mid-game focused and maybe very fight-heavy. It could be that this is a little bit more aggressive than IG is used to. An early glimpse is going to be able to pull back Q. Mousesports setting themselves up for an early potential first blood. He's going to try and eat his way through the trees, but a swing from maybe next time. Finishes him off, but Burning do nothing to stop it.
Great start for Mouse. Looks like it maybe caught IG a bit off guard that this was an aggressive opening as far as, I don't know if they're going to play it as a full tri-lane, but they definitely started 3 heroes bottom. Looking now at Madara versus XXS, this is a great matchup for the Timbersaw. Wins against most melee strength heroes. I think the lane to watch for now, though, will probably be mid, since Koboku will be putting a lot of pressure here on top. And this matchup, Shadowfiend versus TA, is not like it was a couple of years ago, or maybe even just 1 year ago. I'd say Shadowfiend fares a lot better in this matchup now than he did back then. And with the help of the Bounty Hunter, this could be a lane that Mousesports can help out.
So potentially we have maybe 2 of the 3 lanes being won by Mousesports, but that mid lane is going to be the one that suffers the most. You could already see the aggression that's coming out from Mouse, trying to threaten Burning as much as possible. We were talking about a Train Protector. He just seems like a very solid laning phase support, but there are some things that Juggernaut can do against that, right? Oh, Q picks up another death there. Now Burning's going to have to man fight up against the 3 of them. Skylar's actually dropping a little bit low. They're trying to fight Burning as best as possible. Fairy Fire pop. Burning realizes he's in over his head. That's going to be a twofer for Mouse. Bobica unable to find Skylark in time. He gets the full healing salve off. And Mouse. Hey, they said they were going to bring something different. They're already starting off a strong laning phase.
Do you think a tri-lane with Beastmaster is different?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, right? Yeah, you've got the... we've seen this maybe like once or twice, you know, with the attack speed aura, people trying to take advantage of the strong laning phase that Beastmaster is able to offer if he just is able to kind of even the odds. But I think what's potentially even better, right, is that top lane that we haven't really mentioned too much, but we've got a 1v1 Timbersaw versus a melee strength hero. That's always going to go well.
Magnus is a bit different than other melee strength heroes in his really good hitting with Empower, and of course you have a spell that you can farm with Timber as well. You will definitely still get a decent amount, but I am expecting Timber to eventually probably come out on top of this lane. Do want to mention as well, by the way, this bottom lane, great play from Skylark, baiting in and then ultimately having the Fairy Fire. It's an item we almost never see used anymore. Skylark is probably the biggest fan of this item in the entire competitive Dota. I feel like he buys it significantly more than the second most from any player. I feel like when Skylark is Bad Rider, he'll gladly play like double Fairy. In this game, he's playing a single one on Beast.
Do you think he just puts a lot of focus on winning that like one little fight, right? As an offlaner, if you can win that one fight, the laner's kind of won for you because you get boots and everything from there. But then so the Fairy Fire is giving you that little bit of lopsided offense.
Yeah, he plays a bait in a lot of the games. That's why it's so good on Batrider, because when Batrider starts dropping low and you think you have him, if he just survives it a little bit longer with Firefly and Napalm running, you might turn it into a kill, can completely change the entire pace of the early game if Batrider gets a good start. And in this case, with the pretty sure he would have died there to Burning if not for the Fairy Fire. And there's an item that kind of falls out of favor and people don't run it. Not active in your, have the presence of mind all the time to think about these things, and it's really not something you're paying too much attention to.
Now, you said this lane is going to be a bit easier for SF than it was in the past, and he had a great start thanks to that. You can see it in the CS that currently OP is sitting a bit above Thug, but the other two lanes are fine Mouse, so it kind of evens out. You can see Mouse are really trying to abuse the pulls as much as possible. The Timbersaw pushing himself forward against the Magnus and then operating on that hard hand pull, trying to deny as much experience away from that Magnus, and we saw the same thing from their aggro strategies.
Okay, surprisingly good for Magnus, though. I don't know if this is expected to happen when Timber especially has the safe.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Timbersaws in this position something else than what Mono has done. They'll go for maybe an Orb of Venom and just run at the Magnus, hit him, keep using the more like that, trying to take him away. But both, they're taking a bit more of a farming approach. Magnus obviously has the Shrine advantage. He's going to activate that now. Mono seems to be getting a little bit of an experience lead. TS is even, but he has the deny advantage on the Mag, and Mag's actually...
Maybe just a bit of... He's already there. The Shrine of the back room as well.
Don't know if this is worth it. It looks pretty close, actually. It's fairly easy.
Burning. Not going to be caught behind that static seal. Have the Skylark here. Maybe next time's going to come in, but it looks like Skylark dropping low. That stun comes in for the Train Protector is just enough to give Skylark the space to be able to escape. Maybe next time he's quite low, though, and he's trying to hide himself into the trees. He is going to be able to get away from Bobacut just in time. So IG, their defensive tri lane, is beginning to strike back, but hasn't yet managed to pick up a score. And Mouse, they still had that off lane trying to work off of. So this is going to go bad for IG.
Surprised to see maybe next time going for felt pretty useless there as well. You know, you just get immediately removed by the Juggernaut.
But so is Leech Seed
exactly,
Jug, right?
on the Jugger, but on every other hero, the Leech Seed gives no potential. Maybe the read here from Mouse that IG will not be out of position. Heroes, so the opportunity won't present itself. Maybe showing some respect for mute
Maybe next time set up a trap. They are going to be able to slow him down. He doesn't have that lead speed though. Now he picks it up. Just picked up his level 3 off the neutrals. Perfect timing. Skylark's here with the slow from the boars. And that'll make it an easy 4 kills.
Well, they need to be careful with their courier here. Tree and Fast does work on it. It's obviously very short one, but we're going to see. Actually not paying attention. But Mouse. Oh, there we go. But Mouse are not good. Still, great early laners. I feel like their lineup to an extent maybe as far as the team fight potential goes, they do have obviously Overgrowth and the Static Storm. I would say, you know, as far as AoE lockdown goes, Overgrowth falls off pretty quickly actually against heroes like Juggernaut and Shadowfiend that both want to buy either Manta or BP.
Forced up the spin. Birdie's only able to pick up one of those boards. Now going to be locked inside the static field, but they're going to battle back, putting some damage on the Skylark to make sure he's not threatening Burning's life. Now, our Magnus actually not leveling RP at level 6 is so far trying to give himself as much laning base as possible. For me, I thought because the defensive timing of IG was suffering, we might see an early rotation from XXS and try and do something. But do you think Magnus just isn't that kind of hero? It's not a Clockwork or something like that is able to offset an aggro tri lane and needs to focus more on farming?
I definitely think it's a possibility. It's like IG are their safe lane right now. They know Burning is going for free farm.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of caught, but they are going to be able to go on a Skylark. It looks like that should be a kill. Skylark's going to be run down by Burning, and Q is going to be run down inevitably by maybe next time. But picking up the core is way more important and forcing Spartan out of the lane.
They get their first kill on the board. They trade their Crystal Maiden support, Beastmaster, CM has already had a pretty tough laning stage. He's died 4 times here at mid 7. For relative value compared to the Beastmaster, definitely bigger. And now that the Shrine and IG are starting to find some footing out here, I feel like this aggressive trialing for Mousesports. I don't think they can stay out. Burning will close in on level 6. Yeah. And I think this aggressive trialing will just fall flat. Good read for Mouse here, starting to rotate around. They're moving Disruptor and might go bottom again, but Disruptor at least mid. Oh, Thug. No kill was.
Thug. Take advantage of that. Success. Building towards his early Blink Dagger. And this is one of the things, right, is even if Burning Spartan suffers somewhat, IG have already made the read, but they're going to be able to make the comeback in the laning a bit later on. And they're going to have that empowered level, right? That'll kind of boost the Juggernaut that 15-minute window. He can easily make the comeback again.
Absolutely. What makes the hero so powerful and using like an off-lane role you have, even if the other lanes don't go as you would expect, you can still, like you said, you can come back with a power, you have the team fight ability, obviously, and even an offlane actually scales really well compared to a lot of other heroes. Okay, Networth, Magnus, and Beast. You can make cases for both for their strengths, but it's definitely not gold wasted on Magnus. RP top.
And you're going to be able to jump in from OP with that magic damage. They make short work of Macho 5 now in 9 minutes.
Very nice play. Looked like XXS was already calling. I know I'm going to get this RP TPing in. He was already in position when the RP landed. They skewer in. A quick pick on Madara.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Saw the 2 cores kind of preoccupied up at the top lane. Maybe they can have a go at a lot of things.
Dire's top tower is under
One
attack.
step ahead. Looking
Radiant's
real good
middle tower
right now.
is under attack.
Kill on the Timbersaw now puts the Magnus ahead. 4,200 net worth, seconded by SF. So despite the 1v1s that Mouse is trying to force, it actually seems like IG had managed to come ahead.
Shadowfeet currently out farming the Temple.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Her CS will be worth a little more.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Shadowfeet will get to full level advantage on Thug at the current higher CS. He can solo hold TA on the wave. Probably looks to pressure the tower as TA will want to farm up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Do a lot of damage mid.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
there's the Omni Flash. They're going to be able to get that kill. I thought maybe Bulbaco would be able to get the kill on the Thug, making sure he's not caught. Nice that field combination. They're going to be able to catch it inside of that one. They're going to be able to pull him up. OP trying to get whatever damage he can. But his Death Requiem will not be enough to bring Thug down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Probably the highest value kill. Clearly better than the Juggernaut. Not only going to kill the Shadowfeet, but your mid-hero TA is involved in it. Now with OP.
Take a knockdown on his souls as well, and that's going to make it harder for the SF, right?
This
is a TA.
What we're seeing right now is
Radiant's top tower is full.
Constant pressure on the tower. You can think a bit of it as a Dragon Knight in the sense that, you know, if you leave the lane, you just keep pushing and he won't stop until the tower falls. Just because he can tank it himself with reaction. Go for a skewer.
Well, Bulbaca's there to be able to slow him down, so they're going to try. They will have to skewer backwards, but they'll stop his Timber Chain. Double nuke from OP, finish him off.
That was really good. Well, I thought he got far enough away with that Timber Chain. Only level 1. Can't travel too far, can't travel too fast.
Talking about that chip damage you referred to from the Timbersaw, right? How he inevitably takes his house 1v1. That is one thing that IG will not be able to play out, right? Big factor in this screen protection. I think that's one of the many reasons that we're seeing so much free is that there seems to be a little bit more focus on split pushing and, you know, kind of chipping
Radiant's
away at
bottom
towers
tower
rather
is
than
under
just
attack.
Oh, I just
I think it's casually read by a fan, probably. That was one MNT. We lost his invis. Couldn't match. Oh well, unfortunate. Oh yeah, but I agree for sure. Like the living armor is a really big deal. Defending towers has been a big part of Dota.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's becoming even more and more important, I would say, over the last 2 years. They're putting way more emphasis on not losing map control. So a hero is absolutely great. And
Radiant's
yeah,
bottom tower
overall,
is under attack.
The changes to towers, how they get armor, Riot, etc. It's a lot harder to knock them down, and split pushing especially is way less effective. Most treants, however, we do see
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
and as a result, live armor comes quite a bit later. So there is a window right now for IG where they can try to group up their Juggernaut Shadow Tower if they can make one quick or trying to tower kill in mid, for example.
Dire's middle tower is
And
under
that would be
attack.
the most important tower that you could possibly get, right? It's like IG, if they've given up their side lane tower, that's okay for the time being, but you've got to put some emphasis on defending your mid.
Radiant's bottom tower
really
is under attack.
As far as IG go, they have key items that are now available, just like Magnus Blinking Dagger and the where they want to make Calm Honor in trouble again.
Round 3. They've got the magic damage, but a static sword catches them. Spartan lays the trap. Madara is the bait. They're going to be able to collect 2 off of that one, but it might be too much. Burning here, he bounced over to Spartan. Now Madara will be able to get him with a spin, though. And so that ends up being a 1-for-2 exchange. Well played by Spartan. And Madara kind of leading that whole entire trap up, but IG, they did bring the forces necessary to still kill that ever-present Timbersaw.
At the same time, though, it still ends up being a 2-for-1. Skylark
Radiant's
is
bottom
pushing out the
tower
bottom
is
lane.
under
One
attack.
of the strengths of Beastmaster is his constant pressure off the Vladimir
Illusion.
connect on the bounty. But it's very clear that IG are being pressured really hard in this game. They always seem to be on the defense side, with their lanes being shoved in.
Dire's top
Still,
tower
they
is under
are trying
attack.
to go. I see Mouse having better. It's time for the Shadow Blade of Shadow Fiend to maybe connect. But they still have that for the triple. It's very important. Right. Once again, would really like to see this mid play come out. Smoke has and big benefit of Treant and Bounty Hunter both exceptional at warding. Just look at how much mid Mouse have in the Radiant jungle. And vice versa, in the Dire jungle, there's wards me out from the Bounty Hunter.
They might actually and this is just not
Radiant's bottom tower
by
is
Mouse.
under attack.
So a big objective pickup for IG, being able to bully down that mid tower before the living armor.
This is really hurting. Skylark is taking 2/3 of a tower so far, just standing next to Morris, who's not exposing himself. Morris revealing really significant. Almost took the tower while they were mid.
Yeah, they are still giving that one up, though, because they actually smoke up as a 3-man, rotate upward.
It just feels really obvious, right?
Yeah.
Who almost took a full tower bottom. You know IG just took the one mid. You see Mouse avoiding
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
there's only
is
2
under
ways
attack.
this rotation's going to work. That kind of smoke, maybe they go bottom and try and catch Skylark, but they've already known they've got the scouting
Radiant's
heroes set in
bottom tower
position to be
has
able
fallen.
to intercept that smoke if they did get close. So they knew, if nobody's popping that smoke in the bottom lane, it's got to be top. Avoid it entirely, take the tier. There is still that mid tower, you can see to make a play for it.
This is actually... I'll take that as triggered. One defensive ward in
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
So then you only have one. Great position.
Setting up a
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Spotted by the tower where this is going to blow him up real quickly. Nice! Skewer backwards. XXX unable to get off that
Dire's
overgrowth, so
top tower is under
Green
attack.
Protector will not be able to save himself, but Mounds do manage to take that.
Dire's
tower.
structures
They
are
lost the courier in the
fortified.
process though, but Boca went in mid. So there, straight off the five.
They want to get some Bloodstone charges onto the Timbersaw. They'll find it too. You can see Mounds still maintaining a good spread of all their heroes, though, under the threat of XXS. Potential RP with an SF ready to go with that AoE damage.
They knew Burning had to join that fight now. They see him pushing himself out, trying to get whatever advantage. Get that kill.
Now, the next objective has got to be Roshan, right? For Mounts. Tier 2 is going to be a little bit difficult to continue to push down, and they've created a lot of map control by taking away all those outer towers.
It'd be really interesting to see perfection. Like some heroes right now. Maybe Freon, however, is on base because Medallion. I like seeing this. Maybe I'm wrong, but or maybe not even up. But when he's going for this Medallion build, he has the great mobility to get in and get a bit overclock guys. And compared to the past,
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Mono region 10.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You can use phases and still stay in this, right? So this kind of increases your range, right? Of being able to run away from a tree and bop someone on the head and get that stun.
When
You
you
can see the way they
phase-
use blink daggers that way.
Currently, when he activates phase 500, and that's with that reaches level 4, he's actually very, very easy to. Of course, being able to constantly incredible when you have a 2.2 second stun on a 3 second cooldown.
Yeah.
Pretty absurd. Actually get a really, really quick level 10 on the disruptor, very aggressive. Cast range OPM. Various choices of card.
This kind of backs up the idea that Mouse are bringing to this, right? Very mid-game focus. Not really a whole lot of outs when it comes to late game. We haven't seen a kind of minus picked up by them yet. So this is very much an all-in play for the mid-game. And IG, this is probably going to be one of their toughest weathering moments, right? They've just got to weather through this tough mid-game. That Mousesports is going to be much stronger than that.
They kind of figured out that Mousesports is back and on. Okay, now very nice.
Early death throw and that medallion is pretty sure work of that Roche.
This is such a Mousesports line. And they have Scarlock and BB.
Oh, but the RP comes in. They manage to catch 3, pull 2 back, and that's going to be laid waste. As the AoE damage comes in from IG, they got Skylark and Spartan's Disruptor. They didn't get either one of the real value kills in the Timbersaw or the Tumblr Assassin, but still, big play by IG.
Had a couple of misplays in this tournament where he gets a really good RP but doesn't. His timing is slight bit because of that doesn't get on. The RP was fantastic, and that would have been to bring in Honor. I don't see any way out for him. So like you said,
This'll
no
come in
force
handy.
die for Mouse. Alright, no, Beast Map.
The lesser of the
big
three, right?
right.
Yeah.
So they can. Where did I go? I'm looking for that. IG are definitely not. They're not sitting back and waiting for Mouse to push with Aegis. They're trying to take whatever advantages they can find, and that was.
A couple ultimates there, so I wouldn't be surprised. Mouse still have the Aegis. It's time to take the rest of those tier 2s, right?
It's time to, at the very least, get it on. G won't even bother trying to. Very unlikely that they will. But more than likely, they have this reason. Timber and get as much push out on bottom as you can with Juggernaut, Shadow being pushed mid.
Dyer's courier has been
Mobica,
killed.
he's been standing in this area. He knew,
Radiant's
hey, they're
top
all
tower
pushing
is
top
under
line.
attack.
And Courier's going to be funneling back and forth. If I just wait out here, eventually the Courier is going to head out.
Radiant's
Mouse
top
picked the
tower
high ground.
has
They have
fallen.
Necrobook, Aegis, ORP.
Dyer's middle tower is under
It's
attack.
very bold, but at the same time, the next short amount of time.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Set up, learning use. Top. That's another instant removal of the living armor. Good way to put all the as well.
Even the supports can't. Okay, it goes for being that on me slap. Maybe next time and of that. You can see this bounty hunter really has managed to be super successful for them. Mouse has been in such good control of the game. They haven't really racked up those big bounty kills. And that's hard, right? The bounty hunter is very much a hit or miss hero in that regard. If you don't get the track gold flowing, then bounty hunter essentially is a game that has a crappy
The track hasn't been played, but he's got 2 couriers.
That's true. That's
if,
true.
If you're a bounty hunter, then there's like 2. There's 3 things you want to happen in the game. You want to get kills in the laning stage. You want to kill couriers, and you want to get tracked. That's it. And I feel like he actually accomplished 2 of those. The track we haven't really seen play that big of a role, but every courier kill is actually more valuable than a track kill, at least on a support, because Bounty himself gets a lot of experience. Level 9, soon to be 10. Got a full medallion. Crests. Bought a gem. Mouse looking for the map control.
Spotted there.
They could have popped the Necro book there with Skylark, and that would have been a good. Oh. He got a really good ward out here. For later, ward transfers, and I ward again. Very even game now. Mouse they seem a bit pressured. Like
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
About a minute. You're worried about IG. But IG just
Back. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that we know Mousesports are going to have a good mid game, but late game, this is a pretty clear advantage for IG, right? They've got Magnus +2, really good scaling for well. Meanwhile, you've got Mousesports who mostly look at mid game, right?
Yeah,
Assassin,
for sure.
Beastmaster, very mid game. So, IG, even if the net worth is maybe a bit they have better control, it's more of just a timer game for IG.
something that's really significant in EA late game is when I think EA always look the key way you should think of the hero is that can we break refraction? Yeah, well, I mean, we break refraction.
I was about to say, what else?
Okay, so there's two ways, right?
Yeah.
One way is this classic way of picking abilities that deal damage over time, like Juggernaut. But once you get later on in the game, you need to have heroes that can get through BKB. That's when TA generally hits a really big spike because your counter picks fall off. But what IG do have, they have two mana carriers. Both Juggernaut and Shadow Fiend now are closing it hard. Juggernaut already has it. Shadow Fiend is opting for this mana style over, for example, Silver Edge against the Timber. He finds it more important that he can get out of Overgrowth than that he can hit. Even with this refraction talent, will inevitably come 5B. I'm a man.
Yeah.
You have very, very quick ways of getting rid of that refraction.
And that makes sense to me, right? Is that
it's a classic
IG are
board
playing?
counter.
It's going to be a high ground game, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going to have to play for high ground events here. Oh, OP is going to pop out, try and blow up Spartan, but they just managed to grab a war off. Spartan's going to be blown up on the other side. KB and on the slash used, but they want to give it more. So there goes the overgrowth. They just fans it out. It's going to be able to run down Skylark pretty easily. Maybe next time it's an extra kill. And IG pick up 3 + 2, I believe, track kills.
And more importantly, they outlast the Aegis. Aegis managed to yield almost no advantage. They will get a lot of damage. So the bottom tier 1 tower is surely destined to fall here. Trian is not alive with overgrowth or armor, but now when he comes up, there's still too long time.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And this is what they are not the ones. It's a lot harder than anything there's they don't control only overgrowth.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
And that was why we both kind of had question marks about that disruptor. And Mousesports definitely they kind of set up around the disruptor. Like, a lot of vision heroes. They're be mid-game aggressive. You never want to be on the defensive because you have the disruptor. At some point in time, IG are going to find that kind of game that allows them to be how bad it goes for Mousesports when that occurs.
And if you look at on the defensive, if you want to use Disruptor well on the defensive, you often want to have someone set above. Key heroes that are often great with Disruptor for high ground defense would be something like Magnus or something like Darkseer, just anything
those
that
AoE.
can bring heroes together so the statics don't come up. The problem is, when IG has information and have vision, they can just split their heroes up, move in from different angles, and Mouse don't have any way of bringing them together, and they don't want to overgrowth just one hero and drop a Static Storm on it. He could Manta, he could BKB on the Shadow Fiend, the Juggernaut can spin. So both of these cores are almost hard countering the two supports of Mouse, and again, that puts so much pressure on Skylark. It has to find the right gauge. Also, just to me, it almost doesn't matter how farmed this TA is. She can't kill his heroes off.
Oh, Mobica's been found. He's also going to be dusted up, glimpsed back. He's very, very dead. So finally, all the scouting that he's been doing Yeah, I feel like he hasn't actually died that much. You know, he's accomplished a lot. Sniping couriers and scouting the enemy. He hasn't actually been caught that often.
And it's interesting because you have, arguably in this game, 2 of the top 3 Invictus support players in the world. I think maybe next time at both are exceptional at playing this kind of style. So you would think that Mouse, by virtue of having maybe next time, would have perhaps better reads on bounty hunter movement, the courier snipes and everything, but Baboka has been very successful.
Where's the early gem? Do you think this is not like something that Mousesports, well, they've got it now.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
I feel like they only just got that recently, right?
They had it on stream a couple of minutes ago, and then he died in the fight, but I don't know how they brought it back, but they did manage to save it. Well, now they put it on the Beastmaster. I think they bought it while they had Aegis, and they wanted to really try to control the map, but they just didn't find the opportunity that they were looking for. I think it's the right approach. Like you were saying, their lineup needs to win in the mid-game. You have to play whatever advantages you have. But to me now, it's starting to look pretty grim in terms of just setting up a favorable fight for themselves. As long as IG move as a squad like this and keep the farm going with the power, and this Shadowkin who just naturally farms a lot, with or without a power, this hero will get fat.
Yeah, it seems like to me, if I'm in Mousesports' position, I'm saying we have to get the Aegis and we have to take a lane of Rax with that Aegis.
Yes,
right? And we're looking at a game where Mousesports might not even be able to get that. As it is, IG are still currently sitting very aggressive. They're going to run into maybe next time. Maybe next time is going to be caught here by the Omni Slash. Oh, he actually brings over and tries to get the extra kill. You saw him try to blink over and catch the Disruptor as well, but not quite at the range there. Only going to be able to get the maybe next time kill. That is still numbers enough for IG to be able to take Roshan for themselves.
They need to be careful with this blocking. Scarlock has Necro book ready now. He's definitely going to pop this here and put a lot of pressure. This tier 3 will fall very quickly. IG needs to get all magazine.
Fallen to the ring.
Trying to get it back. The Glyph bought them a lot of time to be able to work with. He's sitting back. Skylark's trying to just give his Necronomicon minions enough attack speed to be able to take that tier 3, but it's not enough.
They got the best out of that.
Yeah.
Half the tower is at least something, but not great. And now Spartan will be chased down here by the Baboka. Okay.
A 1-2 punch from OP.
Nice damage.
Here's Spartan's fate.
Shadow Fiend with Empower hits for 400. Fair enough.
And now we're going to have IG evening up the tower count, it looks like. They could take mid. No, they're actually going to back off. Still afraid of that potential blitz at the bottom lane. They have another jump from Skylark. He could take that tier 3. They can't afford to unlock shrines after such a huge win taking that Aegis.
In some ways, this reminds me of the...
There's
wait a second. Yep. That is a very, very big kill. And it goes to next section. Don't think IG can take any objectives off of this. It's very far away from anything meaningful. Maybe they could cross over to mid and push this wave and get the tier 2. I'm a bit surprised Scarlark isn't immediately pouncing on this wave and pushing out mid. It's giving IG a little bit more opportunity here. Yeah, now it's being drawn out here by Spartan. We need to push this wave. They're going to go mid, but I think now it's too late. They will actually get this 50 seconds. TA will not be able to defend.
You've been a captain on the losing side of things plenty of times. You see Mouse,
That's very nice of you.
We said,
say that.
we said that, hey, they've got to get this Aegis and take a lane of Rax with it, right? They didn't even get the Aegis.
No.
You're in this position as a captain. What do you look for? What's your next timing as Mousesports?
Well, the next timing was Roche, but they didn't get it.
Right.
So now, honestly, they don't really have much choice. They have to defend their high ground for now, obviously, but there's no TA, so they're going to lose a lane of Rax here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If I'm the captain here, I say don't fight. Like, this fight is impossible, and if they go for it, they're going to lose the whole game. So concede your lane of barracks, just try to push out the wave as much as you can with the Timber Saw. Living Armor is holding what it can, but as a very minimum, this tower is down.
Yeah, they do have Skylark in the bottom lane, so it looks like IG are going to be forced back off of that one.
This is, again, in my opinion, the absolute best. Try to defend, try to split push at the same time, at least disperse the push in that way, but that fight is impossible to take. So if you're Mouse now, you look to keep playing this split push kind of game with Beastmaster. I think Skylark has the right idea just to almost set up camp down here. Just wait for the wave to push in and then be able to push it back. You have to wait for a moment of opportunity. Aegis needs to expire, and ideally, maybe you get either a set of boots of travel on the Timbersaw, for example, so Beastmaster can actually start getting picks, or you set up more than one hero. You set the Beastmaster down there with a +1 so that you can turn it into a kill. And still, you need to show presence on the other lane so IG split up, because else they're free to keep moving together as a group. If there's no pressure coming in on their waves, they can be like, whatever, you know, if this top wave, there's creeps hitting creeps, who cares? Like, just leave the lane. Let it be there, and look for plays elsewhere. And you see IG have a very clear-cut plan of sticking together as a unit.
Yeah, I feel like
up way less than Mauser would play this game.
Yeah, I feel like IG have just been constantly sitting on top of each other, and it has meant they've conceded a lot of these outer towers just pretty much for free, but it's meant that they've also never been in a bad situation where all the single target damage that Mouse have with Beastmaster, TA, never blown up a big core and gotten the big pig that could lead to so much more.
Mouse now actually going to look for a high ground siege. I think this is not. The Aegis is still in the hands of Juggernaut. Actually, with
quick damage. The Shadow Blade, Static Storm, that wasn't it. They might be able to catch Skylark here. Skylark actually turns around, gets off that Primal Roar, but he's going to be caught by XXS.
That's a gem drop.
You can see maybe next time, try to maybe think about going forward and getting that one. OP, you going to let it go? No, he's not. XXS didn't catch him.
Obaka's already on the hunt here. If Madara stays here and farms another camp, they already have the vision, so information is there. This one. They're a bit too far away. Actually, he's getting kicked out here, so Madara will be able to escape more than likely.
Mouse quick to try and push out the bottom lane fast enough to keep their map control, but it's looking like IG may be able to take another objective, that tier 2 at top lane maybe, before the push comes in. No, they're going to back up. Again, sticking together.
This game, in a way, is reminding me of a game of the group stage where IG faced EG in that game, and IG had more of a team fight oriented lineup, and EG were playing Beastmaster with IO and Invoker, so they had like really hard split push. And they were looking for kills with this Beastmaster, and IG were playing a similar group up style. The issue that Mousesports have in this game compared to EG is that they don't have an IO. I feel like it would change the entire dynamic of the game in this game if Mouse had one at CS3. Because then they would be able to play the split push way more effectively, but it's a lot harder for the heroes to move around the map. When you don't have travels on Timber or TA, Beastmaster just doesn't have the same threat on the map. They need to keep farming and keep showing on waves that are being pushed in and give information. There's always the bounty hunter X factor. Does he see me? Does he not? You don't really know what you're up against. And IG did end up coming up on top in that EG game, but that was very close. And the reason I felt like it was close was, first of all, in my opinion, EG played a great game, and they had more tools. I feel like Mousesports' tools are like semi-broken at this point.
Like, they had the split push. It kind of played out for the first 25 minutes, but now they have no team fight, really. I mean, you could see they're willing to use these RPs and Omni Slashes. They're not worrying about the cooldown whatsoever, because if you look at the Mousesports lineup, their only real semblance of strong team fight is Static Storm that's countered out by BKB, and Timbersaw, who also can put out damage with that magic immunity.
Yeah,
so
BKB is a really big deal in this game. The only hero who would really kill anything through it is the TA, but as we mentioned before, he's not really safe in these fights. It's hard for Thug to commit with confidence. You can see it on the kill score as well. He's 1-1-1. Like, the fights that Mousesports have been able to find have not really involved his Templar Assassin very much. And I don't think he's played a bad game. I think it's just difficult to get into the kind of fights he wants.
It felt exciting in a way, watching, Mouse and seeing like, oh, they're taking all this control, but it really does seem like IG, they just made the read, and they're like, everything that they're taking, it doesn't matter, because all we have to do is stick together, make sure we don't get into really nasty fights in the early game, and as soon as we hit our mid game, as soon as we hit BKBs, as soon as we have Mantos, those two items just kill their lineup. And now we're seeing Mousesports struggling. They're kind of ratting things out. They're hoping to be able to force IG to split up, but it's just never happening. IG daring Mousesports to ever face this 5-on-5.
Something that could potentially get interesting would be if we saw a Hex come out on Mousesports from the Timber. I think that could maybe shift things a bit. I do not believe there's any Lotus available. They don't have a Lotus Orb. They're also not building into one as it looks right now. So that could maybe give them an opportunity to get some more picks and to set up a fight on their terms. The issue is, as you mentioned, like this Timbersaw has a lot of net worth, but it's really useless right now. Like his net worth is very hard to put into play. He has some really big items. He has the Lotus Orb himself. He has a Shiva's Guard, but this hero is only magical damage right now. Now there's going to be even an Aghanim sitting in there. His damage output is huge, but it doesn't pay off unless they can set up the fight for him.
Now that suggests to me, though, is there a timing that swings back into Mousesports' favor when the BKB start wearing low? Do you think ever that a 5-second BKB is just not enough, and finally we will see the impact of the Disruptor and the Timbersaw once again in this game? Because it feels like to me, with the suggestibility going instead of the side, that he does feel like there is going to be another swing back in his favor that he can take advantage of.
The problem is, so one of the quote-unquote BKBs is Juggernaut Spin, right? And that's free. So he's had that the whole time. And Shadowfiend's BKB is 9 seconds, and because Mousesports aren't able to set up fights, the chance for this BKB to drop low is very little. IG are just playing their advantage. They keep pushing and controlling the map now. They're farming out. And ultimately, the way this game is going, I could totally imagine there being one more BKB users here in the whole game. And that's a deciding fight that IG either take at Roche or in the Mousesports base with the next Aegis, and they win. So realistically, that plan is unlikely to be successful. But at the same time, you don't have so much else to play for here. He's going to go for off-screen, it looks like, on Timber. Once again, I think Hex is the best chance they have left.
But on Scythe and just see if you can get the right initiation.
Yeah, because realistically, the Beastmaster is not going to be able to do it all on his own. You have to have some sort of control here to set things up.
Spartan with his Blink, he kind of leads the way there with a smoke.
Axe Disruptor is a wild card as well. We haven't talked about that yet. He's only 4,000 gold away.
Kind of wish you had gone back for that
5.
60 GPM talent now.
Yeah. I would have held the bid at least.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't the game plan, right? Like Mousesports, we're operating on a plan B when there was no plan B to begin with.
Exactly. Like, I don't blame him for this choice. I also think 60 GPM is fairly weak overall. It's not that much when you look at the grand scheme of things. Like in this game, how much would it have yielded him? He got level 10 at about
maybe 1,500 by now or something like that. Not a whole lot.
Not even, I think. When did he get the talent? I think he got the talent at around minute 20.
It was pretty early, wasn't it?
I think it was level 19. He had level 10, maybe. Something like that. So there's been 20 minutes since then. That's 1,200 gold. Yeah, close enough. So, yeah.
But the point is, it wouldn't be close to it.
Not enough. And he is going for a Blink Dagger. I really like this build of Disruptor in general. I think you could say it's counterintuitive. You already have a spell that has 2 billion range, but now it has 2 billion plus 1,200. But it's just so he can set up the Static Storm. Once again, he can't rely on his teammates to set up the perfect Static Storm, so he needs to just hope that an opportunity presents itself where he can set up himself. And you need a Blink Dagger for that. There's no other.
It's got to be the end game Aegis for IG, and Mouse cannot afford to give it up. You're going to get him up to the cliff. Nice play there. But on the right-hand side, they are going to be able to get the Primal War, trying to blow up Burning. They do manage to get the silence onto him, but they need damage to be able to finish him off. Here comes Madara, but OP's already laid out the big one. Lays out that ultimate, has already finished off 2 members of Mouse, and ends up fighting against Madara. Decides against it though, backing away. IG reads that this potentially fight that could still go bad. Now they go back in, trying to blow up Q. Thug is able to pick up that one, but Omni Slash is going to be able to take his life in return. And now that leaves IG just with a Timbersaw to be able to finish up. They have a buyback already. Thug is going to try and take advantage as IG move forward, but it looks like a quick call from IG has already forced them back, and they're going to lose no real big heroes for that fight whatsoever. Their 2 supports went down, and a buyback from the TA results in nothing.
It says a lot that Madara, who is a 5-slotted Timber, or 4.5, got 600. That's bad news. And it's interesting. Well, they're going to get the Roche. That's what the buyback will give them here at the very least. So that's something. But again, can they say this has to be a goal? And this is one of those moments where you're like crash and burn. You try for a push, maybe it fails, it's over. But if you don't try, it's even worse. Like you have to try to play this moment now that you set up for yourself. But yeah, you need to consider when it comes to this game, the commentators, we can obviously always see the gold graphs and everything. The players don't have access to that, but they have access to the kill bounty. They can see in the game.
Yeah.
And the communication is flowing like that in the team. You're like, oh, we got 600 gold for this kill. So you try to like assess what the state of the game is based on that. You can get like a read on, okay, this kill was worth this much. The graph is probably in this area right now. And when you get 600 gold for a kill on a support at this point as the rich core, it points in, at the very least, a 5-digit direction and probably a bad one.
Great RP from XXS.
Yes.
Recognizing that Thug was the real threat. If they lost Burning inside of that ecstatic storm, the fight could have just gone real terrible for IG. So he locks down that primary damage dealer, and Poderez the Tipper saw just couldn't get there fast enough to take the Juggernaut's life, and saving Burning ends up resulting in Thug dying a little bit later on to that Omni Slash.
I'm wondering, speaking of Burning, if he's going to consider BKB. I was thinking it could be something on his mind earlier in the game. He did go for the Eye of Scotty now. That fight looked a little bit scary, because if he dies, it can be hard. If he has BKB, I just don't see him dying. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, literally the only way is just an axe from this Disruptor, and we know that's not coming anytime soon.
Yeah, so it could be an option, but I think Burning feels very confident in his team, and now with this Scotty, he's a lot tankier than he was before. So the kill is difficult. I still think it is possible for Mousesports to bring him down in a roar if they combo everything on top of him, and that could set them up a fight. But they need to always be so wary of their positioning, even if it looks good and they can jump on this Juggernaut.
Yeah, they've got to all...
They can cluster up against Mag.
Yeah, they've got to basically all funnel in and like focus down that one hero that's Primal Roar, but that just leaves easy RPs for XXS.
That is a problem in their lineup as well. They need to come in close to deal damage. TA has that problem against Magnus inherently in every game. Timbersaw, to have his maximum damage output, also needs to come in, and you want to use the Whirling Death and the Timber Chain. If you only get your Chakrams out, that's not really significant enough.
Right.
And you have your Beastmaster, who, in order to set up the roar in the first place, probably has to blink close to the Juggernaut. So you have this like weird dynamic for Mousesports where they actually have really, really good damage, but it's so high risk for them to apply that damage in any sort of fight.
This will be an interesting change.
Look at IG's positioning, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We, like, IG, they literally just play it safe as possible, right? We saw it from the last fight. The buybacks came out. They immediately backed up. Even before the buyback, they were grouping away and just kind of like, okay, let's back up. Let's see if, one of them overextend or something like that. Because this is it should be a straightforward win for IG, right? Like, they're the ones who are like 80% slated to win this game, if not more so.
More, probably. The Aegis gave a little bit of temp to Mouse, but again, I've been saying this a lot, but it really is the story of the game. Can they even get themselves in a position where they can use the advantages that they have, right? The problem here, what is really nice for IG here, I had a bit of a laugh at it, like they're sitting 5 heroes in their base, and Mousesports is literally all their heroes on the opposite side of the map, like, what are you scared of? Obviously, IG can't see it. The moment TA shows on the top wave, they start funneling out. And they just need that little piece of information to feel safe in their lineup. And they know that, sometimes it's worth giving away 1,000 or 2,000 gold, which is what happens if the enemy team is just farming jungle while you're sitting in base, you lose a bit of control. Risk reward.
Right.
That is what you look at. If
you're looking at giving 10,000 gold away to Mouse. If you lose a fight, hey, what's bleeding away 1,000 gold while they're farming jungle?
And it's not just bleeding away 1,000 gold. They're bleeding away minutes on the raid.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just want to wait it out. I would imagine the graph is dipping like a little bit here. It's insignificant right now, like what's happening.
It is.
Mouse need to play like this for like 30 minutes, and then the game is even at this rate. So IG can take it easy, and they're obviously not going to camp their base forever. They're waiting for the Aegis to expire, and then I would imagine we could see something like a smoke rotation. Obviously, Mag with this huge inventory. We talked about it early in the game, how Mag as a hero is very powerful, even in the offlane position, because he naturally finds farm with Empower and gets items that are high impact. He's stacked. Yeah. He has Lincolns, Shadowblade, Refresher, Blink, Force, and Arcane Boots. This is, you can optimize this build a bit, but essentially he has what he needs for the next 20 minutes.
I was going to ask you if the refresher from the Beastmaster could really change much, but it feels like it's entirely counteracted, and if not surpassed by the fact that Magnus has a refresher as well.
I think at this point, you probably have to get a roar on the Mag, but it's difficult since he has Lincoln. So Beastmaster needs to, in the blink of an eye, Blink Dagger in, use Necro Book, use the Mana Burn on the Necro Book to break the Lincolns and then roar, which is possible. It does happen from time to time, and of course they do have the Blink Glimpse as well that they can use to break the Lincolns if Beastmaster is not completely alone on the engage.
Oh, this could be one of those openings. IG already trying to get together as quick as possible. Maybe they can get the Mag, but doesn't look like it. They're not going to be in position. The smoke is going to pop onto Q. They're going to get that Primal Roar out, immediately blinks himself away before OP can lay a hand on him. But OP, he sees this as an advantage. Primal Roar's already wasted. Static Storm goes down. Spartan's going to be caught inside of that one. They do manage to get... Oh, there's the Juggernaut with the refresher. Maybe they can blow him up, but OP, he's laying waste to all the other Mouse members, and they couldn't do enough damage to finish burning out. That means it's pretty much all over. Mouse are going to lose this fight. It's just a question of how many heroes are going to go down. They're going to use extra RP to finish off the Timber Saw as well. 4 end up dying in the end from Mouse. And the only one that goes down from IG is the insignificant bounty hunter at this point. IG in full control of this game. And that 80% now knocks up to 95, 99. It's a 100-second death timer on TA with no buyback in sight.
The buyback will be coming up in 20 seconds. He has to use it. He will be using this buyback, and that might make IG think twice about committing here. They will definitely get this lane, probably a second lane as well. And then they might just be like, okay, this is good enough for now. If they want to, they can push pressure for it all the way. But obviously they have 2 RPs on cooldown, and they know Roar should be coming up soon. There's a slight advantage, and that's how important. But yeah, you better buy back. There's nothing to wait for.
They're sticking around. Nope. OP doesn't even wait around for that melee Rax. They beat it just like you do, Sin. Burning, turning against Madara. They do get the Roar onto him, but no damage. The Templar Assassin, not sure where he's at, but it's not there to be able to stop Burning from being able to TP away. It looks like maybe they catch Q, slowing him down with the Chakram. Madara does catch him out, trying to drop the gem. They won't see that one.
They will never find it here when I literally drop it up.
You're a clever guy, Q. Just hide it under the rock. Well,
it's a consolation prize here for Mouse. That was a really, really big one. So they did manage to hold their second lane, and they can obviously heal it up here with living armor, but odds are really, really stacked against them now. RP coming up in 20 seconds, so maybe they will concede this mid-tier 2 tower. This really doesn't matter at this point, this tower.
This is a tier 2 that we talked about as an objective that Mouse needed to take with the first Aegis. Like the very first Aegis where they had all the control. Do you feel like Mouse just, like, they weren't confident enough, they weren't aggressive enough in their timing window, or did IG just play defensively well enough?
I would say Mouse could have gone for more aggression. It's scary when you're against this type of lineup. It can go very wrong, and you might be thinking in the back of your mind, if we mess up, we lose so much because we're going to get like 2 points or whatever. But you have to play to win, not play not to lose. And, you know, if you're Mouse's lineup and you're like, okay, we just need to play safe, just farm, you're not playing to win with your lineup. It's just not happening. Now, I'm very happy to see this out of Madara. He is queuing up beside the Mice now on his Timber.
All right.
Unfortunately for me, probably too little too late. Curious to see which items instead of inventory. It might be Bloodstone, actually.
You know you're feeling good when the Bounty Hunter levels up the damage talent. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to right-click people.
I would say this is what you should do almost every time, actually.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting about the Bounty Hunter, even as a support, is that this damage talent is so absurd that when you reach level 25 and have the -5 second Janata cooldown, okay, let me give you an idea of how this is. So right now, Bounty Hunter has 250 damage. When he's 25, he has 1 second cooldown on Janata. That means every hit, more or less, if he just waits a little bit, is a critical strike. So suddenly your Bounty Hunter is hitting for 600 damage over and over again.
Maybe next time's going to be found. He popped the smoke. He was sitting inside the trees. IG, they did a little super sleuthing there, narrowed down his position. And now, look to go high ground again.
We're probably going to see a buyback from Trian. He really doesn't want to do it. He finally has the crest that he wanted to have 30 minutes ago, or at least 20.
There's a buyback. Just slow him down. Madara challenging OP. They get a Static Storm back, but there's the RP. Skewer out. Only managed to grab the Disruptor there. On the back line, Skylark tries to get something out. Pyron finally gets a Primal Roar, but it's on a Juggernaut, but they can't get the damage down. Second RP comes out, controlling the big damage dealer of Thug. Already down to half HP. He's trying to get away with his BKB. A little bit of meld action, but Burning, running him down. Gets the kill. A Beyond Godlike for the Emperor. And Madara is left as a raid boss for OIG to lay into. He's got half HP, trying to make his way back to the mountain, but ultimately, he will die, and Mouse have no damage to stop IG from raiding their base. He comes back with round 2, pops a Shrine, still being overwhelmed by the damage of both Burning and OP queued up. He's just trying to be a punching bag, anything but the Raxes, he says, but Madara, IG will eventually move forward onto the next objective or the next kill. They jump forward, manage to get Spartan there. Burning, challenging Madara. Maybe Tanky, you may have all that armor in the world, but eventually I will bring you down, my friend. Madara, Burning,
He almost
dropped a little
killed
low, but he has it. Rampage for Burning. IG opening up the main event in the first game with a Rampage for Burning, simply outclassing Mouse.
Nice game overall, I think it highlights to an extent why IG is one of the favorites in the tournament. I think they play something that they are very good at is staying calm under pressure and making the right decisions. They've had